Greetings everyone, JJ here from SchoolOfTrade.com, March 29th, 2010. Welcome to your live trade room recap. Had a pretty good day in the room today, guys. If you guys come out and joined us for the first time, welcome aboard. For all of our guests, thank you guys for spending your time with us this morning here in the room. We got kind of a slow week ahead of us, of course, with the end of the first quarter. We also have a couple of holidays. We'll talk more about that in a second. Before we talk about the trades we took today, guys, go over the trades we took. I want to remind you guys about three important links. There's the track record, there's our blog, and there's our 3-week trial. So make sure you guys click on those three links in the description on the YouTube page. All right, let's take a look here. We took 4 total trades. You guys can see pretty slow morning. We grabbed a trade at the end of the morning on the wave indicator. We'll talk more about that in a second. But of course, you can see 3 on crude, 1 on gold. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on. 18 ticks out of the market this morning. As you can see, we had 2 scratches. Very important. We realized how to keep those scratches from turning into losses, and we'll talk more about that again as well. So 4 total trades, 18 ticks, 180 USD. What's the most important thing that happened today, guys? Well, this morning was Monday morning. We had a great weekend, obviously. Hope you guys had a good weekend with the family and friends, but we were back to business this morning, Monday morning, end of the first quarter. Always expected to be a little bit rocky. Holiday weekend this weekend coming up. We got Good Friday on Friday, so we're closed on Friday. We've got Easter Sunday on Sunday. Today is Passover in the Jewish religion, so tomorrow is expected a little bit slower as well. Guys, we knew this all was coming. I said it a week and a half ago. Expect the end of the first quarter to be some of your most challenging price action of the year, except for the last 2 weeks of August. And really, for the most part, guys, the dollar told the story today. Here's a snapshot here in the dollar right now. As you can see, we really double tops, double bottoms, didn't really have a chance to get much going today on the dollar. Remember, guys, the dollar is what starts everything off, right? The dollar is what's going to give us, as you can see, we mark up this sideways range here, right? We want to see this thing breaking out to the upside or breaking out to the downside on the dollar here, because that's what's going to start moving the rest of these markets. Now, when we first opened up our chart this morning, we had a real tight range here. You can see we did break up to, above and below a little bit, but for the most part, very, very slow here across the board in the dollar. And as you guys can see, that continued along with the gold as well. Here's a snapshot of the gold. So you would think these were the same markets, right? One was the dollar, one was the gold. Nope. As you can see, same thing, right? Sideways market, double tops, double bottoms, and really the dollar didn't break to the downside, didn't break to the upside, so we really kind of sat here, guys, waiting for the price action really to give us much to work with today. We took that one wave trade this morning towards around 11:30, 11:45, but it was so slow this morning, we really didn't get much out of it. Let's see here. First trade of the day here on crude. Now, we took 3 back-to-back trades here on crude. I wanted to go over this with you guys. Did not see very much of the market this morning. It was a sleepy Monday morning. We really had our work cut out for us, just simply keeping everything, kind of sitting on our hands and making sure we didn't get into any risky trades this morning. For the most part, though, there really wasn't much going on, so when it did start to move, we really wanted to pay attention. Here, of course, we got started here just after 10:30. Then we had 10:30 news this morning. After the 10:30 news, we then started getting things moving here. Had the high of day, of course, right? This dark blue line here is the high of day. You can see here on the first breaker pattern long at 10:47, we had a breaker long here. We break above our red line. There's our swing high level. We break above that swing high for a breaker pattern long at 10:47. 82.18 was the fill. Okay, so in this case, we got in long. Once we break above a red line, we then mark up our swing high, break above that swing high. There's your breaker pattern long. Now in this case, again, we were expecting to see some sluggish price action here. We saw momentum curl against us, and we took an early exit for a scratch trade. Now, we took 2 scratch trades today, guys. This one, as you can see, right, this one, if we would have stayed in this one, obviously would have been a winner. But you can see what happened here, though, is on this trade here, we had, once we got into it, just very, very choppy in there. If you guys can see that, very, very choppy in there. If you follow me down, momentum, of course, was curled and pointed back to the downside at that point, and we had big sellers jumping on the tape. So very difficult to stay in that trade. If you got out, you made the right decision. Then the next trade here, guys, 10:54 and then 11:01. Good example here, guys, of how stay focused, following your rules. We come up, we test here the high of day, right? The high of day, so we're looking for shorts, looking for that reversal off the high of day here. At 10:54, we came up, right? We broke above this red line for resistance. We were looking for a break above this high of day for a breaker pattern long. We didn't get that, though. What we got was we got the break below a swing low here, right to the downside at 10:54. So instead of taking the breaker pattern long into that high of day, we're looking for a reversal here, coming back off the, of course, reversing off the short-term trend. 82.33 was the fill. This is a 2-step pattern, guys. So we're coming up the high of day. We're reversing the trend, taking a short trade now, looking for that bounce off the high. We, of course, got a little bit of profit out of here, shorting the high of day. +4 target. move our stop down to our entry point, -1 to lock out all that risk. And as you guys can see, that move was not very long here. You can see it just barely got our first target filled, and then move stop down to entry -1. It takes us out for our stop, of course, just after we had filled our first target. So 8 ticks in the first trade. They're at 10.54, and the second one here on crude 11.01. We continue to the upside here, right? Once again, back to the upside, testing these highs. We're going to break above this red line here. We're going to make a new swing high, but as you can see, we never break above that swing high for a breaker long. So instead of waiting around for it, we mark up our swing low. We take a break below that swing low for a 2-step pattern short. This 2-step pattern just after 11 o'clock, 82.57 was the fill. And of course, we got our +4 and then move our stop down to entry -1, get stopped out at entry -1, 2 off at 4, 2 off at 1. That's 10 ticks or 100 USD. As you can see here, the first trade, momentum curled against us. We get a scratch out of it. Second trade, still pretty choppy out there. We managed our trade properly, and it kept us from a loss. So we had 8 ticks instead of a loss there. And then the third trade, as you can see, we, of course, once again, 2 steps short at the high of day, right? Selling those highs. That's the higher percentage trade here. At the 7s, another 2 steps short. This time, we got the 8 plus the 2, of course, 10 ticks. So as you can see, guys, we did our very best here on crude this morning. Difficult price action. If you guys traded through it, you made some money, guys. My hat's off to you because it's a pretty tough day out there. Let's prep for tomorrow, Tuesday, March 30th. Now, again, tomorrow's Passover holiday. Tonight at sundown, which means tomorrow is going to be the actual holiday itself. So that will be the day when we'll probably see things slowing down. Now, Passover is a Jewish holiday, right? The Jewish religion, very interwoven into the financial markets. So you're going to want to be careful tomorrow, guys. We should expect to see some relatively slow price action. Be here tomorrow, though. We'll take a look at it. 9 o'clock home price index, 10 o'clock consumer confidence, and of course 11:30 tomorrow we'll do another one of those popular free webinars. Don't forget, we have a new spot on our blog now that posts all those recorded webinars for you guys in one convenient place. If you haven't seen that yet, just email us, sales@schooloftrade.com, and ask us, where can I see all those recorded trade room sessions, and we'll show you guys where. We'll be back here tomorrow morning, 7:45 a.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow's a Tuesday, so a webinar at 11:30 a.m. If you guys want more information about our setups, our rules, our patterns, our routine, just simply pick up a copy of the beginner's course. And if you want more information about lifetime membership, lifetime trader room access, that's sales@schooloftrade.com. Guys, we got a difficult week ahead of us, but we got to make it this week, and then it's clear sailing from here. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Joseph James, bye-bye for now.